all. Welcome back to SAP channel. Today we'll touch base on support ticket issues. The first ticket or the issue is user cannot change a PO after the output message, that is print or email, was issued, and how do you allow these changes? The solution for this issue is, if a PO is locked because a message was already issued, you can reset the message to not processed, which unlocks the purchase order. To do this, you need to go to T code ME20N, select the message tabs, choose the message. Usually it will be NEU. The output message will be NEU for the PO output. And in the processing status, press repeat output or reset output, or you can also delete depending upon the version of the SAP ERP, and save. This makes the purchase order unlocked. Moving on to the next issue. The next issue is why a system not processing batches in Mako. Solution for this issue is, batch determination is active only when strategy type, access sequence, condition records, and batch search procedure are correctly assigned in OMCG or in the T code OMCV and in the \M\00. This should be the ideal solution. Moving on to the next issue. Why is tax recalculated during the invoice verification even though PO has the different tax? Why this again a duplication of recalculation of the tax involved in invoice verification? Solution is, or you want to know why it is recalculated in SAP, the answer is the tax procedure, that is OBYZ, and the condition type checks for calculate tax indicator. If a PO tax and the MIRO tax, that is the invoice processing tax, differs, the system redetermines based on the plant, country, and the vendor tax qualification. And based upon if there is a difference, it redetermines based upon the plant, country, and the vendor tax classification. This is how the OBYC checks for recalculation of the tax. Only when it is differs from PO tax to invoice tax. Usually it doesn't. Very rarely you will find this scenario. Moving on to the next scenario. Why PO price not updating when info record is updated? The user is asking why purchase order price not updating when info record is updated. Solution is, purchase order is a static. It doesn't move. It is like, it remains the same. Once it is created, it is created. To synchronize this, you have to use the exit SAP MM06E_013 or use the update info indicator during the PO creation. This update info indicator acts as whenever there is a price change, it automatically updates it, but existing POs doesn't update automatically. Only if you give the if you give a tab on update info, when there is a check in the update info indicator, only in that scenario the price will update. Otherwise the purchase order is static. Moving on to the next issue. Why delivery completed indicator resets during the GR reversal? This is with the movement type 102. The solution is, The system logic works like this. When you do the reversal, that is 1 or 2 movement type is posted, the delivered quantity becomes 0. So the SAP reopens the delivery indicator, which is again controlled by the backend settings, or with the T code you can use the OMC2. Moving on to the next issue. Why automatic PO creation, that is with the T code ME59, failing? Why does it fails? The solution for this is missing source list. It could be the source list missed or the incorrect MRP settings, that is under MRP2 view, or vendor not marked as automatic PO allowed. Sometimes there is the check automatic PO allowed check is not been enabled. Material not flagged for automatic PO. This is also the reason. Or the scheduling agreement missing the valid scheduled lines. Sometimes the dates in the scheduling agreement would have not been properly saved. These are the things that the automatic PO does fails if there is a missing source list or the incorrect MRP settings would have done, or in such case the automatic PO tick will be not there in under vendor. These are the reasons to fail automatic PO. Moving on to the next issue. Why material ledger costing is not reflecting in PO price? The answer for this question is PO always takes price from the info record or the condition records. The material ledger actual costing affects the inventory valuation. That is only after the posting of the invoice, not on the PO pricing. Price is not picked automatically in PO. This is the issue. So, what would be the reason or how to tackle the issue is you should maintain the purchase info record or the contract conditions. To maintain the purchase info record is ME-11. Check if the valid price exists with the correct validity date. Also check for the missing calculation schema or the conditions type. Often we will be like missing the condition type or the schema will be missed out in these scenarios. That's how the purchase is not been updated. Moving on to the next issue. Vendor blocked for purchasing but still received the payments. How and why? Vendor is blocked for purchasing but still it receives the payments. Why? Because the vendor is blocked thinking that purchasing block is itself is a block, but purchasing block is itself is not the payment block. We need to block the vendor whenever we need to stop the payment is at the company code level, not at the purchasing level. Like what happens often people will think that we have to block the vendor is that they will go and block it under purchasing way or the purchasing view, but it is not the correct way. You need to block the vendor at the company code level to stop the payment. Moving on to the next question. Okay, that's all for this segment. Thank you for your valuable time. If you like it, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching my video. See you in next segment. Until then, take care and keep learning the MM concepts. Thank you. Once again, do subscribe.